I know things you never see. You never see someone taking a shit while running at full speed.
Come on, kid, get rid of some of them turds in the shit box.
Welcome to the Bathroom Break Podcast with me, Raab himself.
So thanks for coming to Indiana, dude.
Welcome to the Bathroom Break Podcast. I'm Raab himself. We're live from Indiana right now with Zackass.
Yeah, Zackass, a.k.a. Zach Holmes. That's me.
Too Stupid to Die, dude.
Yeah, creator of Too Stupid to Die, star of Too Stupid to Die.
Total star of
Yeah.
Too Stupid to Die.
Just Too Stupid to Die in general.
Dude, Indiana, huh? How is it?
Indiana, it is just a bunch of corn and nothingness.
And pickup trucks.
Yeah, and pickup trucks. It's just, it's just usually just trash, There's a lot of trash
Just
there.
filled with trash.
Yeah, it's just not as bad as it always looks like a junkyard usually.
Yeah. Dude, and I love it because we're actually in Van Nuys, California.
Yeah.
But when I got here, as soon as I get here, you just somehow brought Indiana with you.
Yeah.
And that is the backdrop of our podcast.
Yeah, everywhere I go, I end up somewhere that looks like Indiana. So, fuck my life.
Oh, God damn it.
Follows me everywhere.
Well, dude, I met you, I don't know, it was maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago at this
Yes.
point. And we were filming your show, Too Stupid to Die.
Yeah.
Basically, the intro that I had to you was the Firecracker vest stunt that you did,
Oh,
which
my God.
was fucking gnarly as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the fuck were you thinking?
At that point, that was just one of those things where I was like, I knew I was going to get hurt, but I didn't know how bad. And I really didn't think about it like that much at all, obviously.
Yeah.
And because I taped rolls of firecrackers to my body.
Yeah, to bare
And-
skin.
Yeah, to my bare skin, and I've been wanting to do that for months, months and months, and I finally just decided to do it, and it was in the dead of winter too, so it was super cold out, and I didn't really think about it because I had firecrackers go off on me before, but not I never really thought about the fuse from the rolls of firecrackers, so
Oh,
that's what
shit.
really fucked me up. So I had second and third degree burns all over my body from the fuse.
Fuck. So
yeah,
the fuse was, as that
because
thing
the
was
fuse
burning
was
down.
just burning all across my body. You can see very slightly. You can't even really see much anymore.
Yeah.
I had these marks all over my body for a year. Literally a year, where you could just see where I had been burned, and it took a month for that to heal correctly, and I literally I didn't even go to the hospital because
What?
I knew the burns were bad. I was in the video because I was like, does anyone have Neosporin? And I'm putting Neosporin on wounds that clearly need to be treated by a real doctor.
Third degree burns,
yeah.
you're just putting a little
'cause,
ointment on
I
it.
knew if I went to the doctor, they would be like, what the fuck? Because this is the thing in Indiana, and this is before the show or anything. It would be hard to explain what I did or how I got burned. I had multiple occasions before from doing stunts where the doctors had tried to put me on a psych hold for 3 to 4 days or 48-hour cycle because they think I'm a fucking psychopath.
Well, they're not too far off.
Yeah, they're not too far off, but explaining because I had done it before. I had been to because one of the first videos that I had done where I had to go to the hospital back around that firecracker time was when I shot myself in the face with a Roman candle, and it was this really big one, so it is a huge explosion, but it gave me cut my chin, so I had to get 5 stitches, but I told him a firework went off accidentally, on
Right.
and when I went back to get my stitches taken out, the video had already went super viral, and it was everywhere, and it was saying Zach Holmes from Decatur, Indiana, lights firework intentionally into his face.
Yeah.
And so when I go back
intentionally.
Yeah, intentionally. And it was all over these different news outlets and everything. So when I went to the hospital, they were they were trying to get me put in a psych hold. They were being
Damn.
all crazy about it. So I was I'm very weary about going to the hospital after doing a stunt.
Damn,
so-
that sucks though, cause
Yeah.
sometimes you get fucked up
Yeah,
and
sometimes you really need to go to the hospital.
yeah, Neosporin's not gonna cut it.
Yeah. So getting the show was a godsend.
Oh yeah.
And then but before I even well, I had already filmed the pilot for the show, but my first like positive like hospital experience was out here in California actually, because when I did when I skateboarded into all the cacti with Steve-O.
Yeah, fuck.
And I had all the cacti needles in me. He was like, dude, like this is because at first, you know, it just seemed like, okay, I'm gonna have a bunch of needles in me for like a couple months. It's like whatever.
Couple
know?
months.
It's like it literally took 3 months to get all the needles out, 100%.
Fuck.
And like the thing was though, like I got this gnarly ass sunburn from being up on this fucking mount, like, you know, this hill, like just standing there setting up for the stunt. So, and I just wasn't used to California because I'm from Indiana, and I had this gnarly ass fucking sunburn, and all the fucking cacti needles were in me, and it started to look like I was getting an infection like by the second day. By the next day, like, and Steve-O was freaking out, and he's like, dude, what did I do to this guy? And he was like freaking out. He's like, we have to go to the hospital, like at least give me antibiotics or something. And like I was having signs of a staph infection like already. So we go to the hospital and we tell them what happened and everything. They're completely chill. Like they're fine. They're like, oh, they're like so. And I was just worried about telling him what happened. And he was like, because I was like, dude, should I lie about it? Like, because I don't want him to put me on a psych hold. And then he's like. He's like, no, dude, just tell him what happened. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I go in there and I'm just like, yeah, I skateboarded into a bunch of cactuses on purpose, and they were just like, oh, okay, that sounds pretty normal, you know. And I'm just like, okay. So like California, like I was like, yep, this is where I need to be.
Yeah, just
like,
a run-of-the-mill cactus
run-of-the-mill cactus jump, you know. Normally we get one of these, you know, like 5 times a day. It's fine, you know. But the thing was, they couldn't even like help me pull the needles out. There was too many, so they were like, we're just gonna give you antibiotics, and hopefully, you know, your body will reject them over time, and then you'll have to pull some of them out yourself. And
oh shit!
The funny thing was though, they were more worried about my sunburn than the needles. They were like, your sunburn is so bad, sir. They're like, we have to give you a steroid shot right now. Like this is insane. Like you have sun poisoning.
Jesus, dude. Because when I saw that video, like you're just fully like. Oil. It looked like you were like oiled up almost, like out, just pure body out in the sun, and just burning up, man.
Oh yeah,
fuck.
It was bad.
Yeah, that was another crazy stunt. You have to check that out if you're listening. The cactus jump with Steve-O, man, that shit is gnarly. And I'm glad that the California hospitals they settled your worries about these psych wards.
They definitely did. And then just like being on the show, it's like. They, you know, even when we were doing the show in Indiana, they were like, when any of us would have to go to the hospital, like they would have someone from the show come with us, and like explaining like this is like our job and stuff, and they would be still like really weird about it, but they were like, wait, what? Like, you do what? Wait, so you pay him to hurt himself? And like they would like be all weird about it. But then they'd have to be okay with it because it was like someone from like MTV, and like, so they were just, like,
it's
whatever.
legit. But
it was like legit, but it was still really sketchy. But like, you know, doing that, like it's really made it a lot easier. And now since like having the show and stuff, I'm not even worried about like going to the hospital about doing stupid stuff anymore. Because most of the time people know who I am. Like when I went to the hospital the other day. Because I had to go to the hospital because I had a respiratory infection.
Oh shit!
From I got a cold from just flying so much, like just being around a bunch of sick people on the airplanes, and then I had to go from being here to New York in this nasty ass weather there.
Oh yeah.
And I ended up getting a fucking cold and ended up getting a respiratory infection, and the security at the hospital knew I was. It was really funny.
Yeah,
and he was just like he was asking me all these questions, and I was just like hoping I wasn't gonna die.
It's like common cold, huh?
Yeah.
You're going to the psych ward.
Yeah,
like
no,
not
again.
Well, it's getting really windy out here in Indiana. You can hear it on the mics. It's picking up.
There's a lot of wind.
Windy here in the junkyard in Indiana. So what have you been up to lately? You're filming a bunch, huh?
Just like
I just saw some other cactus face punch.
I'm setting myself up to do another cactus stunt pretty soon. I just need to buy a bigger cactus.
Yeah.
It pretty much it has to, I don't want to say exactly what it is, but
Yeah.
it has to do with boxing and cactus and cacti.
Oh
It's
man.
gonna be pretty funny.
Yeah. Hell
But
yeah.
yeah, lately I've just been filming for social media. I'm working on some other shows that I'm not allowed to talk about yet.
Yeah. So when you do that cactus thing, will that go onto your Instagram or will that go onto YouTube or something?
It'll go on to just straight up on Instagram. And
Yeah.
I will put it on my YouTube, but I can also use it.
Is that Meemaw back there driving the truck?
That's so funny because Mima used to have a truck and she used to drive like a mad woman.
That's hilarious. Meemaw is Zach's grandma.
Yeah, Mima is amazing. I love you, Mima.
And I got to know her. Like,
I just got a Mima tattoo.
Oh, dude, hell yeah. Yeah, Meemaw. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, Meemaw is awesome,
Yeah,
and she's just
amazing.
down for craziness, which is so fun. We filmed this skit with you doing like this backseat driver thing.
Oh yes! Oh my
and
gosh!
Chad was driving with like a horse rein, like yanking his face, and Meemaw's in
he
the
was
car.
blindfolded.
Yeah.
It was
That's
so
crazy.
funny. Such a funny bit.
So wait, did you get kicked off of YouTube for some of the shit?
That's what I was about to get to.
Yeah.
Like I have YouTube right now, but like it's not. I don't really have a big following on there, and I don't really care about like YouTube as much.
Yeah.
Like I mainly focus on Instagram and then like TV stuff. Yeah, like YouTube. What happened was I've had 3 different accounts on YouTube. And my first account, we had like a huge following. I was getting millions of views on each video,
Yeah.
and that was like during the peak of like the start of like all the stunt stuff again.
Yeah.
Like during the Firecracker vest when I jumped on the spine ramp and like nutted myself when the skateboard broke and everything, and going into the cactus with Steve-O and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like during that peak, like during that time, like I had a pretty big YouTube following, and YouTube deleted our account, took our account down for dangerous activities. And there's a couple of different it was like 3 different. It was like a 3-strike thing.
Yeah.
Where like, but people were mass striking us. For just like random shit.
Like
there's
the Baptist church
yeah,
is
it's like-
stepping in.
yeah,
or
like-
what are
it's like
those people though?
Yeah.
The
What? Oh yeah. Like there's so many different. There were so many different things that like one time I accidentally uploaded a video where I had a video where there was some nudity, and I uploaded it on accident because I thought it was the censored version where I had like censor bars on it, and it wasn't. And like Cody's ass was in it, and like and maybe like his dick or something.
Whoops.
And that was an accident, so that was like my bad.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
the other times was just like stuff that had to do with fire.
Yeah.
Anything that had to do with fire. Like there was a video with me doing something with fire, and then there was a video where my friend Damon he lit his tongue on fire in my kitchen.
Oh fuck.
And when he
Blazer or
lit,
whatever?
Blazer,
Yeah.
Blazer, he lit his tongue on fire, and the thing was he like couldn't get it to go out, and he like started breathing fire into my kitchen, and we thought it was gonna go bad, like really bad, and then we knocked over all this. This is the video that took down the page because this is our last strike on the page.
Yeah.
Then we knocked over all this nail polish remover, and it started my whole kitchen on fire, and it was just like an insane like disaster.
Wait,
horrible.
was it an accidental?
It was an all accident. Yeah, it was all a complete accident. So he was freaking out, trying
Yeah.
to get his tongue put out, and actually knocked over this nail polish remover and these cotton balls that were already on fire, and like everything just started on fire in my kitchen.
That's
And we
fucking great.
put it out, But
I
it
love
was-
that there's
yeah.
just like flammable liquid right
Yeah.
near him just in case. Yeah.
Well, like he needed it to set his tongue on fire.
Yeah, right.
But then like we didn't take it away, like so.
Yeah,
but it was
right.
like right next to everything. So we fucked up in that one. Yeah, never try what we do at home.
Yeah.
Ever.
So that's what. So they cancel your page.
Yeah, they took
immediately.
down the page like completely after
Okay.
that. Then I made a new one, and then that one got taken down. And now I just have one that's just Zackass.
Okay.
And that one's doing okay, but I don't really focus on it too much.
Yeah, I know. I wondered once you like when you get kicked off, I feel like that's a good thing because I feel like people are like, oh shit, I gotta find this dude because he got kicked off, and like, what's he doing that's so fucked up?
Oh yeah, it's it really helps with like people like just it's like an interest thing. Like people are like, why did he get kicked off of YouTube?
Yeah.
And it was just like it was like a huge selling point with my show too. It's like you can Zach Holmes banned from YouTube.
Yeah.
Gets MTV show.
Yeah, hell yeah. So how did that process happen? Like, how did you get in the mix with MTV? Like,
yeah, it was like pretty much like I'll try to make this the shorter version, but what happened was I hadn't even been filming stunts for like I filmed stunts from like being a younger kid, like when Zackass and CKY was going on, like like a lot during that time, and then I went to then I filmed all through high school and everything, and then I stopped filming because some of my friends got like real jobs and like no one wanted to film anymore.
Yeah.
And but I still wanted to film, but then I stopped, so I ended up getting a normal job for like 3 years. Then I went to jail for like a month, and I was like, I don't want to like work a normal job ever again. And so
wait, you went to jail for what?
I went to jail for it was for weed.
Oh.
It was just it was dumb.
You could still go to jail for weed
in Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah, in Indiana, because like I don't know, Indiana just sucks, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
it's like basically
not in
like
general,
having a
but like, I
cigarette.
mean, I love Indiana, like just because of like, nostalgia and like being able to film there and my friends and family, and there's a lot of cool stuff there. But law, like, it's very strict for drug laws and stuff. So Indiana, like, it was pretty much considered like a weed like DUI.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it was in my blood still. I wasn't even like smoking and driving. I ended up doing a month in jail for that. Got out of jail, and I was like, I don't want to work a normal job ever again. I just want to do what I love, which is like either like make music videos and like do stunts and like just make movies or films in general.
Yeah.
So the first thing I did, I thought like the easiest path was just to start doing stunts again. So and I hadn't done stunts forever, so I had like this like I wanted to do it so bad.
Yeah.
So the first thing I did was I shot myself in the face with a Roman candle around 4th of July. That went super viral, and then I started making all these little clips in between, and then I filmed this video where I jumped onto I put the skateboard out on the spine ramp, and I knew if I jumped on it, it would break, and I would nut shot on this spine ramp, and my intentions was that like everyone, like every skateboarding outlet would pick it up and it would be all over the internet.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened, because it was so fucked up, dude. It was so bad. I'm just like, I'm Zach Holmes and I'm about to do something that's way out of my skill set. Fucking I just jump on the skateboard and just fucking rack my nuts so hard, dude.
Fuck.
That's still one of the most painful nut shots I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, that video is gnarly.
It was bad. And that was like, it was on Thrasher Hall of Meat. It was on like everything. And then this company, XYZ Clothing, who like, they like help Steve-O get famous and stuff, they shared it, and I saw that they shared it. And like, I was literally going on this path where I was like, gonna like I messaged them, and I commented on their page when they, I commented on their page when they posted my video, because no one knew who I was on Instagram at the time. I had an Instagram, but like, no, I didn't post it on Instagram. Someone else did. It just went because I was just using YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And I was trending on Instagram because of that video, and it was just just hashtag Zacharias Holmes.
Yeah.
And I went to every page and like said, hey, this is me in the video. Can you tag me? And then like everyone tagged me in the video, but I commented on XYZ's page, and I was like, hey, sponsor me, LOL. And they were like, sure, and they like sent me a message later, and they sent me a bunch of clothes, and they're like, do you plan on doing more skateboard related stuff? And I was like, sort of, kind of, and I mean, like, I wasn't really like 100% planning on doing just skateboard stuff.
Yeah, right.
But I was like, dude, if I can like get sponsored and like do something like that, like, let's do it, and like I had this idea that I was gonna like be like the sponsored like skater person that just does like dumb shit.
Yeah.
So like I just started wearing their clothes and doing tons of crazy shit. And the next thing that happened from there was I did the Firecracker vest, and but there's tons of other little stunts in between there. But then I did the Firecracker vest, and that went everywhere. That was all over the internet. And I was wearing an XYZ hat, and Steve-O had saw that, and because Steve-O's part of XYZ, you know, and everything, and he wanted me to come film with him. And in between that time, right after I did the Firecracker vest, like immediately, like a week after, because I had done this, I already did this thing on Tosh.0, and it was like right after I healed from that, and then like I had these people, I had this guy trying to hit me up on like every form of social media that I had, and he was, his name was David Harris, and he was senior, like, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure what his role is there.
Senior Vice President.
Yeah, Senior Vice President of Gunpowder and Sky.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like wanting to talk to me. And usually when people like have said that to me about like you know, they just want to like license a video or something, or like or interview me or something like that. I didn't know how big of a deal it was. But like this guy like messaged me on every form of social media wanting to talk to me, and I gave him a call, and it was him and Van Toffler.
Yeah.
And they were like, we want to make a show or like a movie or something with you. And they were like, yeah, let's make a show. And I was like, let's make a show. And then pretty much that started the whole thing of us making a pilot. And I pretty much got the band back together because I was filming like solely by myself at that point in time. And I hit everybody up other than, because like my friend Chad started filming with, because I was mainly just going solo. Like I wanted to do all the stunts solo. I wasn't like trying to film with anyone. And when they said I was going to be able to have a show, I was like, can I like have a crew and everything? Can I like And they were like, yeah, 100%. And like I assembled everyone, like all the people from like that I used to film with. My friend Megan and Cody and Tommy. And then I found a few people online that were good friends of mine that I had never really met, but I knew did stunts. And like then my friend Chad, he you know, I had been filming with, he was like the first person that I got to film with that convinced me to let him film with me while I was like doing all the stuff, like just doing all the solo stuff. So he started filming with me and then the TV show thing ended up happening. So like, and I was like, okay, so it's me, Chad, and everyone from the past, and like a few other new people, and it just worked out. You know, so like then I filmed the thing with Steve-O, and that was like I already had the TV show stuff like happening, and I filmed the cactus thing with Steve-O, and we ended up putting that into the the premise pilot thing that we were gonna, you know, show it all the networks, and then we ended up selling the show to MTV after like a few weeks of pitching.
Damn.
The show out,
That's cool. And so then you got the whole band back together.
I got everyone back together to like film stunts just like we did back in the day. It was insane.
How psyched were they when you call up and were like, dude, we got a show?
I was like, because like I was like, yeah, you know, we have the opportunity. I'm like, guys, we have a huge opportunity, you know. And I was like, and I didn't even know who Van Toffler was, like the guy that was on the phone with me, or David really. But when I looked at Van, I was like, holy shit, dude, this guy actually like he like really like ran shit for a long time, dude. Like this is a big name to put behind like what I'm doing. So I was like, this is insane. And I told everyone, you know, I'm like, we, you know, fucking like we're pretty much like gonna make a show, and like there's a good possibility we can like sell it and be on something, be on TV, be on like Netflix or something. You know, and like we ended up getting a fucking show on TV. It was insane, dude.
No,
it was like what we always wanted ever since we were like ever since we were younger. That was like, anything that it was like always like just our biggest dream was to have a show on TV.
So so I mean that's just crazy though that you get to tell your friends, hey, we've got a show happening. And then, dude, I came out 2 days after my wedding and started shooting on your show.
It was crazy because like, I didn't even know you were gonna be like there at all until like literally like a few days like before you showed up, and they're like, oh yeah, Chris Raab's gonna be here as a camera operator, and I was like, what? And I was like, wait, what the fuck, dude? And like we were all like so stoked that you were there, and like literally like I just remember like the first morning like that you were there, and like I was like sitting there like I was like eating food in the kitchen like looking out the window, and I'm like, dude, this is insane. This is real. I was talking to Cody, and I'm like, Cody, this is real as fuck, dude. Like, we're filming our own TV show, and Chris Raab's just standing in our driveway. It's just fucking insane. Like,
Dude, I know, and it was so
Cody's-
awesome to be a part of that, man.
So insane, dude.
Yeah, it was funny because I mean it was a lot of the crew that did Jackass stuff like
Yeah.
Scotty and Joey in art
Yeah, yeah.
department and Chris Cool the camera dude and Joe Child, like all the guys that have been a part of either Viva La Bam or Jackass or this, that was the crew that was there kind of doing it, and it just felt so cool to be back kind of in the saddle, you know, like I saw you guys and for me, you know, personally it was like, man, it's so nostalgic because you guys remind me of us when we were young, like small town kids just fucking around, entertaining themselves and doing funny shit, and just the vibe that you have is so awesome. You know, like I get there and immediately like I felt like part of the group and just funny shit happening and it's just so fun to be a part of that. You know?
Oh yeah, thank you so much, man. Like it was amazing having you there too. Like,
yeah, dude,
oh my
it was
gosh.
funny. I was talking to Chadwick like on one of the episodes of the podcast.
Yeah.
And he I came over the one day and there's just shit all over the car.
Oh
and
my
in the
gosh,
window.
yeah. That was so ridiculous. Like we cause like I guess they had like started shitting on the car.
Yeah.
And like, well, I don't remember what the exact like idea was. I think we were gonna take it like to a car wash or something.
Yeah.
Or like I forgot exactly like why we were doing it, but everyone was pissing and shitting on this car in the driveway for like I don't know how long was it, like a week or maybe.
It was almost like we were like I think 4 or 5 days.
We were gonna do it for a week.
Take it to a car detailer.
Oh yeah, we were gonna take it to a car detailer and film it. You know, and film them like what the fuck happened to this car.
Yeah.
And like the thing was, some people from MTV and other people were like, "You guys have to take the car out. The car can't be on the property.
Oh,
It's like a health risk and a hazard to everybody."
Yeah.
And like they made us take the car. They made us clean the car off.
Yeah. Well, wait, that wasn't the car that you were selling, or what? Right? Like there was this one bit
no,
where
it was
you were selling the car, and I remember
I don't think it
people
was
were-
that car.
Yeah.
No. This was Chadwick's personal car that we were shitting and pissing on. But no. The car that we were selling, that was such a good bit that didn't even get used.
Oh,
That was such a funny bit.
That
Oh my
was
gosh.
funny.
I hope that gets to see the light of day at some point.
Yeah, I wonder, can you put that stuff out on social media if it doesn't?
I think at some point, yeah.
Okay.
But they're like, there's some, we're trying to figure out the next steps with Too Stupid, so. Who knows what'll happen. It's all a waiting game.
Damn, I hope another season, man, because
I'm hoping so,
so
too.
much fun. And,
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think though, like how many things get filmed and don't see the light of day.
Oh yeah.
You know, like do you have some bits and stuff like that you just like you did and you're like and then they kind of sit on a shelf and then.
Yeah, like I have some stuff like personally like that, and then like I remember like in the show like there was even like this bit where it was just really funny, like Megan and I like because like there was this we played this game called Hopper. I mean, you remember the Hopper bit, you know, where it was like real life Frogger.
Yeah.
You know, like when we did that, there was a scene where Megan and I just like drove full speed with the golf carts and crashed into each other, and I had this giant bruise on my chest from the steering wheel. Like, and it was just so funny because the balls popped that were on the front of the golf carts, and like there's all these like little things that we have that we filmed that like we'll never like probably. Hopefully we get to see at some point. You know.
Yeah, I know, and it's crazy because I've had things like that in the past too, where you go hard on something and you actually get hurt, like you get all bruised up.
Yeah, like a couple things, like I got all bruised up from some stuff, but like some of like there was like a decent amount of injuries like in the show.
Yeah.
That like didn't like we didn't really like show like that it's like, oh, this actually happened right here and make a big deal out of it. We wanted to make it look like more like it was fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, the one I was just that made me think of the one with Tommy.
Tommy, dude, because Tommy breaking his clavicle is in the opening scene, and like in the opening of the show, pretty much.
Yeah.
And no one knows that he broke his clavicle there.
Wait, what was it? Was it the jump?
Okay, because there was this is the thing, like there was the banana one, which is like a precursor.
Oh yeah, the banana.
That was the first thing that happened, where he hit his shoulder.
Yeah.
And then the second thing was when they tied the bikes together. When you were filming, like they
yeah.
told us we could go film like some other random shit.
Yeah.
And we went and we tied the bikes together, and he flew over the handlebars and landed on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And just cracked his clavicle.
Dude, damn,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I dislocated my shoulder doing something
Yeah.
like that, tying a bike to a tree.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, like, not that one, but the one with the banana thing. That was crazy to me. So I remember we went out and they were like, Raab, like, go film something with them while we're doing interviews.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And I'm looking at this ramp, and then I see like this rocking chair, and I was like, let's make it like Evel Knievel from this ramp to that ramp and put the rocking chairs in the middle. And we did it, and everybody's putting it there, and it's like, all right, Tommy, you're up. And he's like, okay, and just starts going. It was like, oh shit,
yeah,
like,
he just-
hold on, because like he didn't even think about it at all.
He just fucking does. He just did it. No, he's really like.
And he ate shit.
Yeah, he ate shit
hard.
Like, the funniest thing is when I first met, like, you know, Tommy's actually like sort of my cousin.
Yeah.
But when I first
Indiana cousin.
Yeah. When I first like met Tommy, like started hanging out with him really, he had this moped, and I had just gotten this camera, and I'm like filming, and like I don't have the footage because like the camera like wasn't filming when he was doing this. I'm so mad. But like my friend had this yard where like there were stairs going up to the yard, but the yard actually went like ramped up. Like from the grass, like ramped up like this hill.
Yeah.
So like it was like a legit like 4 foot like kicker from like grass to flat, you know.
Yeah.
It's like flat ground, and he like went down the street like almost a block down the street on his moped and was going full speed, and like but it was like a shitty moped, so it wasn't like super fast. But he ramped this yard and just lands in the driveway, eats shit. The moped flies, breaks through this fence, and like all this crazy, and he just flies off the moped shit. It was hilarious. Like, so Tommy, like, he will go and like just go for it and fucking send it, you know?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, and it was funny to me. Like, I wasn't even really ready when he started riding, and you're like, hold on, I gotta get the camera. Like, he's like, whoa, like just going.
Yeah.
And it was guaranteed that like it was way too far.
Oh yeah, there's no way you would make it, dude. Like,
but he just goes thinking he's gonna make it, and he kind of got close. He hit his shoulder like on the ramp.
Yeah.
But man, ate it hard.
Ate it.
So how did Megan? I want to hear about Megan because you know she's the girl in the group.
Yeah.
And she's gnarly as hell too, and she's willing to do some crazy shit.
Oh yeah. Megan, it's crazy, and like, you know, I went to school with her like ever since like, well, on and off since like kindergarten, and like or like first grade, and but yeah, Megan, like in middle school and high school would always be like asking me like, she's like just wanting to be she's like, oh, I just want to be in the videos with you guys. Yeah. And I was always like, oh, I don't know. And then one day I just let her film with us, and the first thing that she really did was she got hit in the ass with a weed whacker. We were filming like this thing that she wanted to do where she was like wearing like these bikini bottoms, and Cody hits her in the ass with a weed whacker, and like it was just fucked up, dude. It cut her all up and like cut her arm and stuff. It was fucked up.
Damn, it just cut right through. Yeah.
It cut her up, and then she ended up. It started this huge controversy with her parents. Yeah. Her parents fucking hate me, dude. They hate me so much.
Oh, I could see why.
Yeah, they dude, we ended up like her parents were like trying to like call the cops on me and all this shit, and they like wanted to get me arrested, even though we were all like 18 and stuff when we did this, but they were like trying to make it into this huge ordeal.
Damn, thank God you weren't underage.
Yeah, and then we ended up on the show. We ended up on a daytime talk show about it later. Like, I'm not like
Good Morning Indiana.
Yeah, it was like no, it was on it was a show called the Bill Cunningham Show, or like the Cunningham Show. It was like a spin-off of like Maury, but with this other dude.
Fuck yeah.
And it was like and they flew us out to New York, and Megan's aunt's on there, and she's like talking to us, like she's like yelling at me on camera, and she's like, "Did you set my baby on fire?" She's like, "You did," like, you know, and they're like saying all this crazy shit, like saying that I'm like making Megan like go up these steps of a ladder, like eventually like hurt herself more and more.
Oh my
like,
God.
Making me seem like this horrible person, and they gave me this like the makeup department gave me this horrible fucking comb over to make me look like a fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Fucking,
That's awesome.
it was so bad.
God damn, I want to see footage of that show.
I'll have to show you some of it at some some point.
Yeah, dude.
It's
Damn,
so
that's
funny.
fucking funny.
But yeah, they had us on there, like, and they sort of like did like a bait and switch. They're like, oh, we're gonna talk about your show and Megan and how she does stunts with you guys, and they made it all like, all bad, dude. It was so bad.
That's
Like,
kind of even better
yeah.
though. Like I feel like
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
Oh
you
my
know?
gosh, it
He's
was
like, I
crazy.
do what I want.
Yeah. And then they were like, you know, what are you gonna do when Hollywood shuts the door on you? And like, you know, and I'm just like, and the thing was, the whole episode was Hollywood wannabes, because they had people on there that are like, it's so funny because like now I ended up getting a TV show,
Yeah.
working in TV
Yeah.
and stuff now.
Yeah.
And like, you know,
Hollywood opened
yeah,
the door.
and so the
actually.
thing is, like, we were the only people on the show that actually were doing something.
Yeah.
That weren't actually being wannabes. That was sort of the funny part.
Yeah.
So it was like we were actually
even
going
better,
out and
though.
doing stunts.
Yeah.
And like making content and stuff. And these other people, like this one guy was like hiring paparazzi to follow him around, even though he's not famous.
Man.
This one chick wanted to be Snooki, and like that was it. Like she was just
Yeah,
like
that's
acting.
it.
Yeah, she was just
Life aspirations.
talking like Snooki all the time, and like being like a super, like she's like super fangirl of like Jersey Shore. And this other person was like trying to be Kim Kardashian, was like getting like implants and stuff. And she was like telling her like fiance that it was gonna be over if he didn't get her ass implants. Like
Oh,
it was just all
man.
this crazy
Yeah.
shit, you know. And then we're on there just like these stunt people that actually are like doing something.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know, you guys are never gonna make it, and like all this stuff, and like, and I'm just like, what
God,
the
it's
fuck,
so
dude?
good. I can't wait to watch
Yeah.
that. What is it, Bill Cunningham?
Yeah, it's called like it was the Bill Cunningham show, and then they changed it to the Bill show.
Oh,
And the funny
yeah.
thing was, like, he wouldn't even shake my hand afterwards. He made it seem like I was such a bad person.
Oh man,
was
that's
insane.
good.
Yeah.
Man, that's funny. So yeah, so you got the girl in the group, but it took a little bit.
Yeah,
of
it took a little
persuading
bit,
and-
you know. And like she's done a bunch of other stuff, you know, since like, you know, after that, especially when we started filming for the show. I mean, well, like, because there was the whole thing where it was like before we were, because pretty much before we filmed the pilot, I was like telling, like, I was like, when I was showing them everyone that I wanted to be in the crew, I was like, we have to film a bunch of stuff, guys, because we haven't filmed in forever, so
Yeah.
we can show like how we're, you know, how we all are together, you know, and how we are like a family and everything, you know. So we just started filming again like we were in fucking high school, dude. It was crazy. Like we were all living in my apartment.
Yeah.
And like my shitty ass apartment, it was like a 2-bedroom apartment, and it was me. First it was me and Chad for a while, and then like the show thing happened, and then it was like me, Chad, Megan, Cody, Tommy, Damon, and cause Kyler didn't come into the picture until like, cause Kyler was only supposed to be a guest on the show,
Right.
and then like Cody broke his ribs while we were filming.
Yeah.
And Kyler ended up becoming like a full member, but Kyler is like ended up being like one of our best friends, so it
Yeah.
just worked out.
Oh,
you know?
he's rad.
But we
too,
were
yeah.
all just living in this shitty apartment, filming and like getting yelled at by my landlord all the time for being too loud. And like we just all lived together filming, like living off like microwave burritos and fucking like protein powder, dude. It was fucking
Oh,
disgusting, dude.
Yeah.
Like we were just trying to make it, you know.
Yeah.
And like we'd be filming all the time and like just trying to get good content and then sending it to Gunpowder and Sky at the company that's helping us make the show, and like
Yeah.
showing them, you know, what we had been up to and what we're doing. And then eventually, you know, they came out and we shot the pilot within like 3 days, shot a bunch of really funny stuff. And
Yeah.
then it was just, you know, waiting until we figured out if we were gonna get the show like sold or not. And then they ended up selling it to MTV.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
dude, that's awesome, and then that's where it all, you know,
Yeah.
kept going forward with craziness. Well, you mentioned Kyler, and I wanted to talk about him a little bit because, like, right before the show, you told me
Yeah.
that he got injured pretty bad.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Kyler, you know, he always does some of the craziest stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
always, you know, you're always worried about, you know, your friends getting hurt, you know, and like I'm one, like, he's one of those people where he does like gnarly stuff, like
Yeah.
really like very risky stuff.
Yeah.
They call him Mr. Fearless on the show, and that's for a reason.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Like he does some of the craziest high falls, but he had this idea that wasn't even that like gnarly sounding, you know, where he was just he wanted to get, he was riding a bike and he was gonna get clotheslined, and then land on these light tubes that were taped to his back. But
Yeah.
when he did the stunt, because he had the light tubes taped to his back, it turned into more of a dagger in like and stuck like through his back and into one of his lungs and cut through like the sac that's around his heart, and like he had pieces of glass in his lung and a piece of glass on his heart, and he cut a major artery and lost like over a third of his blood. He ended up flatlining like at the hospital. Then he had to do like a 9 or like 12-hour surgery, and they got him all fixed up, and now he's like, you know, he's perfectly like fine. I mean, like, you know, he's fine. Like he's still gonna be able to do stunts. Like I filmed with him actually on New Year's, even though he probably shouldn't have filmed anything. But
dude,
you know, he's walking.
Let me hold on a second, because you just went through the gnarliest shit. Like, okay, he punctured some sac around his heart.
Yeah.
He's flatlined. He lost a third of his blood, and like, and it's like, dude, that's like near death craziness.
Yeah, he legitimately flatlined, you know, and was technically dead. And he, you know, then he was in the hospital for maybe a week max. Gets out, and then I had been with my family for Christmas, because it was right before, it was on like December 17th or like 18th, 16th or whenever the accident happened, and he was in the hospital for a while. Gets out, gets to go home. Then I show up to his house in Salt Lake around like the 27th, 28th of probably like the 28th of December.
Yeah.
And hang out with him for a while, because I just wanted to see how he was, you know, because he's went through all that gnarly shit.
Yeah, for real.
And then we ended up filming a little bit for New Year's, and you know, it was just crazy. He was doing fine. Like,
what did you feel? Anything too crazy or
nothing
no?
like too crazy. Like he tased himself, which he probably shouldn't have done that
Jesus
so early.
Christ.
He did some other like little stuff, you know. Yeah.
Doc, I'm dead?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to get out of here and go tase myself. Oh, Jesus,
yeah, like nothing,
man.
like the main thing they told him though was like, don't do anything like, you know, super crazy, like, you know, like high falls and stuff, like, you know, because like, they sort of know what he does.
Like wait a while.
Yeah, wait a while. Now, he's not allowed to pick up like certain amounts of weight right now. Like,
okay, but I mean, but you, like, he's good.
He's good.
He's
He's gonna fully recover.
Okay, cool.
He's gonna be perfectly fine. You know, he was walking around doing, you know, he's doing fine. You know, he's just going. You know, obviously you're gonna be going through a little bit of pain and, you know, discomfort after getting like stabbed like through your back. You know.
Yeah, for real. And it's crazy, because I watched the video that you showed me of him doing that, and it's like those like fluorescent light bulb things like taped like across behind his back, and then he did like a regular like clothesline bike.
Yeah, but like his arms went back, and then like it just pushed one of them like straight up, so when he landed on it, just went right into him.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy because whoa, hello, we got a kamikaze
bomber. Like, oh my, hopefully this is Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, Jesus, getting flashbacks.
Yeah. Hopefully no one has PTSD around here.
But dude, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy to me that, like, you know, I was thinking, like, okay, some of those stunts, that it's always funny. The ones that don't look that bad are the ones that will fucking kill you.
Oh, yeah.
And then the ones that, like, look so gnarly, you just walk right away from it.
Yeah.
But that one, like, clothesline bike, fall on his back, okay. And then it's like, but somehow the fucking light bulb went through his back into his, and punctured the sac around his heart, and like cut a major artery. Like, that's fucking insane.
It's crazy.
You know, I don't know. It's just scary to think, like, just some of those mellower looking ones are like, you never know. It's like,
you never know really what it's gonna be that, you know, could like take you out, you know.
Yeah, so that's crazy. Well, I hope Kyler Vick gets better soon.
Yeah.
We'll have to get him here on the podcast.
100%. Yeah, he was supposed to move out here already, but like that, you know, like sort of like
you know, death kind of got in the way.
Yeah, death got in the way a little bit, but you know, it's not gonna stop him.
Yeah, cool. So he's coming out, and so you've been filming lately. We got Chadwick over here manning a camera, and so you guys are still filming Too Stupid to Die. Like stunt stuff.
Yeah, we're still filming stunt stuff and putting it online. We're still keeping, you know, the dream alive, keeping the stunts alive online.
Yeah, that's awesome. And there's some talks of a second season happening.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, you know, we're just figuring out, you know, how that'll be, and like just, you know, there's a lot of just waiting and TV mumbo jumbo.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like figuring out what's gonna happen, you know.
Yeah, and I get that totally. And well, dude, I hope it goes to the second season. I'd love to be there for another fun ride.
Oh yeah, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
I want you to be there, like
Yeah.
100%. And hopefully, hopefully that fucking happens. Honestly, I know it's gonna happen. It's just
Yeah.
a when,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just a
Hell
when.
yeah. That's the good attitude.
Yeah.
That's good shit. And you got so many other projects in the works. We were talking about some
Yeah.
other things that we can't talk about right now. But
Yeah.
but that's really cool. Check you out on Zackass.
Yeah, check me out on Instagram, just Zackass, Zackass, and on YouTube, same thing, Zackass.
Hell yeah, dude. Some
yeah.
gnarly shit. And
Fuck yeah.
thanks for coming on the Bathroom Break podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Fuck yeah, Zackass.
Fuck yeah.
All right.